This is the book of Jeremiah 10 and 2. And it said, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And today we're going to go into ways on how Jake, so-called blacks, Native American, Latinos are in the situation that we're in right now, which is what? Great tribulation, headache, high blood pressure, sleepless nights, stress, strife, in-depthness, all these onset of trouble that are here right now, that is upon us right now in these last days, as Yahweh Shemi Shai is bringing great judgment onto this place. And why has that happened? Well, we were warned in Jeremiah 10 and 2 that we were not to learn their ways, and the ways that we learn from these heathens are their holidays, self-idolatry, which is going celebrating birthdays. You're talking about the greed, trying to go after everything, that has some type of monetary or financial gain to you. Covetousness, jealous of the Joneses, what they have, And one of the worst one is the queen worship here, which is idolizing the woman that Esau has propped up, that man should bow down to. And this leads to a whole lot of different things according to that. So we're going to get a little bit more in depth with this here. First, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elder and apostle of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers that are putting on this truth faithfully, fearlessly, feeding the sheep. And also to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom. Now, as you can see here, there's a lot of things that's going on here. You're talking about the stock market crash, Well, most Jakes don't really have stock, You're talking about 401k disappearing. Most Jakes don't have jobs that actually, give 401k or there's a 401k plan, We tend to work at the bottom jobs, that the majority of us, if you're actually even lucky, if Esau even actually have a space for you, Remember, we are the ones that are what? Last hired, first fired, And we in that situation right now. And this is the reason why I was stunned a little bit, because of course we know Esau is not going to put out in the news amount of eviction that's going on. And the evictions are who? The evictions are mostly coming from the tribe of Israel, Yasharala, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos are right now in that situation. And in particular, Judah is really in that situation because everybody's looking at black, and never say brown, which is what we are. We are different shades of brown. So if you're what they call perceived as black, you're going to get more of the wrath, of this devil, Esau, the so-called white man here in Great Babylon. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 11, verse 16, because this is very important here. Now, when I did the opening, I talked about the pagan holidays, the self-idolatry, worshiping yourself on your birthday, and every achievement that you get, you're going to celebrate, And this is taught here when you follow these other deities, these other low-level gods, that can't, do anything for you, There's only one true power. This is Deuteronomy 11, verse 16. It says, take heed to yourself that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Now, this is gods in the lowercase, which is what? Man, Now, who's set up as a god here on this earth? Esau. And what do you know about Esau? Everything about Esau life is fun. If you ever hang out with these Edomites, when you're out in the world, you can remember, man, it's like, hey, dude, man, let's go and do this. Hey, dude, man, let's go and do that. I mean, they have this very carefree spirit. It's a spur of the moment trying to do things like that. And Esau is very self-destructive. Now, as you can see throughout these footage here, that is the spirit that's here of Great Babylon. The whole entire Edomite empire, Edom, is self-destructive. Now, some strange things that when you have to look at, that doesn't make sense. That's why this place is called a place of confusion. And one of those things is the more debt you carry, the higher your credit score is in this country. That is so weird. Now, when you do a contrast with that, you'll look and you'll see that what? Great Babylon, America itself, is in so much debt. What? $38 trillion? It owes all these countries that it fights with. Money. But they're right now hanging on to that FRN, which we know is going to crash, and it's going to then create this chaos on this earth, which is what these elites are looking to do, and create that what they hope to get is that new world order where they can bring the Karagma in. Let's continue on here. This is Deuteronomy 11, going in now to verse 17. It said, and then the Lord's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yasharad be kindled against you, and he shut up heaven that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashai give it to you. Now remember, we were kings and princes, we were royalty. Okay, we've always had it good. I mean, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, has always provided for us. Now, I know you can sit down in your chair right now, or if you're listening to this, you can say, well, I don't remember that. Well, of course we don't. Okay, we've reincarnated to here to the present right now. So our judgment in this life might be a little bit different from how it was in previous lives like that. You might have more food to eat than the other Hebrew Israelites out there. Okay, the 2/3, as we know, is going to really be trashed in this place. Okay, whether they give their allegiance to Esau or not, but they are giving their allegiance to Esau, they're going to be trashed. Okay, because now they've made that decision. Okay, but then they were set up for destruction to begin with, because there's the hopefully elect that were created, okay, before all things, okay, and we're going to continue, and it says, therefore ye shall lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes, and ye shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, which is what we are doing right now. Because now that we have known this truth, the seal has been broken. Yahushua Hamashiach has broken the seal so that we can get this truth. Okay, we are now teaching it to those of us that we care about. Okay, and even those that choose not to listen. Okay, but what were we taught out there in the world? Okay, we were taught about celebrating Christmas. Okay, so you would dress up, and Christmas is perverse. Santa Claus is perverse. Okay. The so-called white man is perverse. The red man is perverse. You celebrate the holiday Christmas when you take a look at the little half-naked angels, or what they call angels, okay, little babies, okay. Some fruitcake come down your chimney, supposed to leave gifts with you and eat cookie and drink some milk. It's just all some sick things when you actually take a look at that. The Easter Bunny, okay. You have a holiday every doggone week here. You've got these games and all this stuff here that Jake get involved with. And Jake is so proud that he doesn't even pay his bill or even be the man of his house, or the king of his house, okay, to be responsible, okay, take care of your responsibilities first before you go and do any type of thing out there in Babylon, okay. And that's if you want to be out there dealing with Esau, at least be responsible. But they're so stupid, they're not even doing that, okay. You have self-idolatry, birthdays, okay, which we're not supposed to celebrate, be an idol of ourselves, okay, no idol of any other man either, okay. Covetousness. Okay, you see one Jake with a nice car. Well, you don't know how you got that. Or you see Esau them with that. You're trying to get that. So that creates, a lot of different things. Crime, stealing. You'll do anything. That's why Esau is able to get so many of our guys. Why is it that you see what used to be supposed to be a hardcore gangster, Snoop Dogg, is now, straddling, what is a name there? That old cracker bitch, Martha Stewart. Okay, and now he's the funny, cool guy that everyone can walk up to. Now we already seen through all the crap that what Esau is doing with these middle-aged men, from the 1990s who used to walk around talking about their gangsters and stuff, okay, and singing about it. When we know what real gangsters do, they stay low, okay. But Esau is using them to get our people. Queen worship, okay, worshiping a woman. Woman's created for us, not the other way around, okay. And people carrying a lot of debt. Right now, you have a lot of Jason being evicted. Okay, you're now penalized actually if you actually pay off your bill. Do you know here, if you actually pay off a loan quick, you can be penalized? Okay, that's the reason why it's 6 years to pay a card. This is why everything is priced appropriately. So a house is for what? 30-year mortgage. Okay, what you seen in that video there? What is it talking about? It's talking about what? It's talking about people are being kicked out, eviction. Those foreclosures you seen in that video, guess what? Those are mostly Jakes. Jakes are getting closed out, or those are getting kicked out. Okay, that's Jakes. Okay, because what? Jake is always trying to get to that next level. Okay, when you can't. You can't expect to get a piece of steak for what you would pay for bologna. Okay, you just can't. Okay, so that is the lust. Okay, we were warned about that in Deuteronomy. We were also warned about that in Jeremiah. Okay, and Jake don't understand the wonderful thing about being this truth is if you had the opportunity to see both sides, you can sit back and you can reflect, and so that now when you see things happening, you go, oh boy, wow. And that's why we are so grateful and thankful to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Mashiach for bringing you out of this. Because I know for me personally, I was so lost. I was tuned in and dialed in to Esau's queendom. Okay, I was tuned and dialed in. I wasn't celebrating really his holidays so much and like that. I wasn't into like that, but I was trying to be like them. Okay, like the way we were, because why? They were set up as the the level and the standard of living on this earth. Okay, now we know what the standard is. We know the standard is what? Okay, being spiritual, serving Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay, we understand that this red demon that we thought was so great is nothing but a doggone cave beast that has been let out for the last 750 years to do all the damage he can on this earth. You know, basically he's the original caveman. They're not 10,000 years old. Okay, they're basically coming out of their cave basically in the late 1200s. Okay, so the caveman is here ruling over us right now, and we understand he's the base of man, and in the kingdom he's going to be the most defiled, vile, mocked being that was ever created, and at the end of the 1,000 years of its slavery he will be put to death. So that's all I wanted to bring out. It was just an interesting thing I just saw with this epic economist episode this day, and it just prompted me to really go a little bit more into this, because the focus of this really plays deep into Yasharala, the so-called blacks, Native American, and Latinos. So with that, I'd like to close and give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostles of the great millstone. Also to you brothers out there that put on the truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep. And to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom.